It's Heath Mulliken of the Techology Show, and I'm here with Dr. Wayne Schmidt, who's the Vice President for Wesley Seminary at Indiana Wesleyan University. And Dr. Schmidt, thank you for joining us today. The seminary is almost 3 years old, and the first cohort has just completed their classes, getting ready to graduate. What's that been like? What's the excitement, and what have you kind of learned from this first group going through?
Yeah, in fact, they were just on campus in May for their final class, which we call the capstone. And they were pretty ruthlessly honest with us. Thankfully, so appreciative, so optimistic about what we're trying to do. But they were our guinea pigs. So we're still trying to figure out what workload is reasonable as they juggle the multiple demands on their life. And we're also trying to figure out how to best communicate with most of our students who stay in their ministry context and have kind of a distant communication relationship. So I think those are the key learnings, but what was validating is the spiritual formation piece running throughout the whole program, the integration of the disciplines along with the practical. That was really affirmed, and they said, keep at it, keep trying to figure out how to perfect it. So.
Like I said, the seminary is almost 3 years old. What kind of impact do you see it having on a new generation of leaders who are pastoring but yet able to get a very affordable, very affordable education and get their seminary degree?
Yeah. Well, one of the things that we're finding is those in ministry learn so much about what they know and don't know in their first 5 years of ministry. And almost all of our students are full-time practitioners of ministry. They're somewhere from 5 years to even 35 years in. I was talking to someone 60 years old who's talking about entering the program. So I think the value is they are in the real world of ministry. They know what they need, and so very motivated to learn in the kind of context we're in. And the other thing is some of them, we talk about their churches or their ministry context being their living laboratory, but some of them are not in very healthy laboratories. So giving them exposure to places where there's health and missional vitality has been a key part of it.
One of the things, you talked about that, one of the things you guys have done is you've actually had a class for a week down at 12 Stone Church. The pastor of 12 Stone, Kevin Myers, gave a great address on the importance of education, some things we need to change. You really put out a challenge to our denomination. What do you see as Wesley Seminary's role in partnering with churches like 12 Stone to get people a well-rounded experience, but especially as we move forward and educating ministers? What do you see as the seminary's role, and what's your hope for our denomination in that?
Yeah, we really believe that there's a marriage that has to occur. And one of the things I appreciate about Kevin is, number one, he just puts it out there and says it like it is. But the other thing is he recognizes there's a role only the local church can fulfill. But for the local church to try to be a graduate educational institution, they can't do that very well. So there's a part of the puzzle we bring, a part of what they bring. And to the extent that we can blend those two for the benefit of students, that's where the real strength is going to be in the future. So 12 Stone is really the lead for us in that. But we're having some fun conversations with the Willow Creek folks. We're having some fun conversations with a core city, urban African-American congregation that may host, and saying, what does it look like for us to come to your context versus you coming to ours?
That sounds great. A lot of exciting things happen at Wesley Seminary. Dr. Schmidt, thank you for joining us. This is Heath Mulliken with the Techology Show.
Indiana Wesleyan University.
The Wesleyan Church is the church that is associated with Indiana Wesleyan University. We brought a team together to think about how we might start a seminary that was something different from what was already out there. So you have this team teaching approach where you're not just looking at practice in one course and Bible in another course, but you're looking at them both in the same course and connected to each other.
I think it is important for the pastors to come here and understand a particular method of understanding culture and context so they can relate their principles to the particular community that they're serving.
We incorporate your being in ministry into the actual instruction. This is almost completely unique to Wesley Seminary. We thought that we could bring some of the skills that we've learned from training adults to the creation of a seminary, and by God's grace, we've done that.
Wesley Seminary at Indiana Wesleyan University. Change your life, change the world.